Premier League Game Week 26 prediction. I am Carl, your host, and let's get into it. Brentford versus Chelsea. That's the first game this weekend on Saturday. Look, Chelsea right now are not playing well. They lost against Liverpool's kids in the Carabao Cup final. That was really, really bad. And in the FA Cup, yeah, they won the last game, but they were not particularly impressive. Chelsea are kind of low in confidence right now. Brentford have also played a bunch of really, really tough games recently. They lost to Liverpool, they lost to Man City. They've had some really tough games recently. So Brentford, they could get relegated if they don't start picking up points. So this is going to be a really, really tough game for both sides. I think this one is going to finish 2-2. Everton versus West Ham. Now, West Ham, they are not playing well. They have been shocking recently. Everton, there's a lot going on with their point deduction. They were deducted 10 points at the beginning of the season. I think 4 was added back, so that was reduced to 6. And there's stories that 4, 6 more could be taken. I mean, there's all kinds of things going on there in that relegation zone. But Everton, they're a good, solid team. They've been solid recently. They're at home. I think Everton will win this one. Everton will win this game 2-1. Fulham versus Brighton. Now, both Fulham and Brighton are two solid mid-table Premier League teams. It's really, really hard to select who's going to win here. Since Fulham are at home, I'm gonna go for 2-2. Newcastle United versus Wolves. Newcastle United, they started the season really, really well. I mean, they beat PSG in the Champions League. Then they had a whole bunch of injuries, and they have never truly recovered from those injuries. Against Arsenal, they were absolutely shocking. That was like a heavyweight champion fighting against an unranked fighter. They were that bad, honestly. I mean, they're at home. Wolves recently have been really, really good. Wolves are a very difficult team to play against right now. I'm going to go for a Wolverhampton win. So Newcastle 1, Wolves 2. Nottingham Forest versus Liverpool. I'm a Liverpool fan, so this game means a lot to me. There's been a lot of stories about Liverpool recently, the Carabao Cup final. The kids won it for Liverpool and all that stuff. Also, the kids did well in the FA Cup as well against Southampton. In this game, though, I'm going to expect a lot of the senior players to be back into the team. And we might see the likes of Salah and Nunes, maybe Soboslay, play as well, or at least make an appearance. So I am expecting a decent Liverpool team for this game. Now, Nottingham Forest, especially at home with Nuno Espirito Santo, they can be a very, very tough team to beat, and they are also battling relegation. There is talks of that they might also be deducted points for financial fair play, similar to Everton. So there's all kinds of stuff going on with Nottingham Forest right now. This game, I think Liverpool right now, listen, it doesn't matter what team club puts out there. I don't care if it's the kids. I don't care if it's the senior players. I don't care if Diogo Jota and Alisson magically recover and they play on for this game. I think Liverpool will win this game. So I'm going for Nottingham Forest 1, Liverpool 3. Spurs versus Crystal Palace. Spurs are at home in this one. Crystal Palace have not been good recently. Obviously, Roy Hodgson has left the club. They are missing some big, big players, the likes of Olise, maybe Schlupp. I mean, Spurs really, really have to win this one. If Spurs want to finish in the top 4, they really, really have to be winning this game. So I am going for Tottenham 3, Crystal Palace 1. Luton Town versus Aston Villa. This will be a very, very tight game because Luton Town, they can be a very, very difficult team to play against, especially at home. A lot of the big teams have come to the stadium and have struggled. And Villa are not really known to be great playing away from home. So for me, all I see is a draw in this game. I'm going for Luton Town 1, Aston Villa 1. Burnley versus Bournemouth. Now, Vincent Company's Burnley are not playing well. The kind of football that they are trying to play, I don't think they are ready to play that kind of football in the Premier League right now. They just don't have the players. I think Company is still a good coach, but he just hasn't done it for me with this Burnley team. They are too fragile at the back. They are too weak. I mean, they concede too many goals. They are definitely getting relegated. Now, Bournemouth, if you saw their performance against Man City last week, I tell you what, if they put that kind of performance against Burnley, they should win quite comfortably. So I'm going for Bournemouth. No, I'm going for Burnley 1, Bournemouth 3. Manchester City versus Manchester United. Now, Hoylung for me is a big miss for this game. If Hoylung was available, I would have gone for a draw. The reason Hoylung matters a lot is the way Man City play right now. They obviously have so much of the ball and they tend to pin teams backward. So what happens is that they are so susceptible on the counter attack. So a hard working forward like Hoylung would have been a fantastic asset for this game. When I look at Man City's previous 4 or 5 Premier League games, they have won most of it, but I've not been particularly impressed with their performances. They could easily have dropped points last week against Bournemouth, even against Chelsea. They could have lost that game. Even against was it? I forget the team. The team they played recently. Yeah, that was Brentford. Yes, against Brentford as well. They struggled recently. So Man City, they actually have to improve, especially defensively. Ruben Diaz, Akanji, and Ederson, I'm not quite convinced with their performances this season. But can Manchester United actually step up and hurt Man City? I don't think so. I just think Manchester United, they are too fragile. And I think Man City will win this one quite comfortably. So I'm going for Man City 3, Man United 1. Sheffield United versus Arsenal. This game is the final game. I think it's on Monday. Look, Arsenal right now are playing some of the best football in the Premier League. Defensively, they don't look as if they are going to concede anytime soon, even though they conceded in the last game against Newcastle. But that was a consolation goal. They are just so strong. I mean, this team, I'm looking at them right now, Arsenal, and listen, they worry me. They worry me. They're a very, very good team. Look, I don't necessarily expect this game to be easy, but I expect a solid away professional performance from Arsenal. So I'm going Sheffield United 0, Arsenal 2. There you have it. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.